1,000-pound sisters. These red flags prove Tammy Slaton isn't the hero everyone thinks she is. The world of reality television thrives on transformation, redemption, and the messy in-betweens. Over the years, few shows have gripped audiences with a mix of empathy and shock quite like 1,000-pound sisters. At the heart of the series stands Tammy Slaton, a woman whose struggle with extreme obesity, mental health, relationships, and fame has made her both a beloved and controversial figure. While many fans have celebrated Tammy's drastic weight loss and apparent turn towards self-improvement, a growing number of critics are starting to ask the uncomfortable question: is Tammy really the inspirational hero she's being painted as? Tammy's journey has undeniably been filled with hardship. From the moment she appeared on screen with her sister Amy, viewers were introduced to a woman seemingly trapped by her body, her surroundings, and her own self-sabotaging patterns. Over multiple seasons, Tammy's health continued to decline. Her dependence on food and her refusal to follow medical advice often pushed her family into distress, leading to painful interventions, rehab stints, and even near-death experiences. In recent episodes, her life-threatening condition reached a tipping point with a tracheostomy inserted to help her breathe, a moment that served as a reality check for both Tammy and the show's audience. However, with the latest seasons, fans witnessed a remarkable shift. Tammy, once unable to walk or bathe on her own, started to lose weight after undergoing bariatric surgery and began to participate in life in a more active, hopeful way. Social media exploded with congratulatory messages. Tammy became a symbol of perseverance, of someone who hit rock bottom and clawed her way up. But behind the praise and feel-good headlines, many are pointing to a different story, one that includes troubling behavior, recurring manipulation, and a history of toxic decisions that still linger, raising questions about whether Tammy truly deserves the redemption narrative being written around her. Tammy's interpersonal relationships have often been stormy and volatile. Throughout the series, fans have seen her lash out at her sister Amy, sometimes with aggressive language and emotional manipulation. Amy, who has been Tammy's primary caregiver for years, often appeared exhausted, defeated, and anxious when trying to motivate Tammy to take her health seriously. While it's true that Tammy was dealing with severe physical and emotional pain, the way she treated Amy frequently crossed the line from frustrated to outright abusive. In several scenes, Tammy blamed Amy for her failures, refused to listen to her pleas for cooperation, and undermined her sister's own health journey. Amy, who has had her own struggles with weight and motherhood, was often placed in a position where she had to parent her older sister, a role she neither chose nor deserved. Equally concerning is Tammy's history of enabling relationships. Time and again, she found herself involved with partners who not only failed to support her health goals but actively derailed them. Whether it was boyfriends who fetishized her size or partners who encouraged her to ignore her doctors, Tammy repeatedly chose companionship over progress. In one infamous arc, she became engaged to a man who not only enabled her food addiction but also seemed disinterested in her long-term wellness. Fans voiced their concerns, calling the relationship toxic, but Tammy dug in, insisting that her love life was nobody's business. While everyone has the right to make their own choices, Tammy's consistent gravitation toward unhealthy relationships painted a picture of someone who prioritized emotional comfort over critical life-saving decisions. As Tammy's fame grew, so did her social media presence, and with that came a new kind of red flag. During periods when she was supposed to be in recovery or focusing on her health, Tammy would post videos or go live on TikTok and YouTube, often appearing defiant, unmotivated, or even mocking the very people who supported her. There were times when she appeared to flaunt unhealthy habits, smoke on camera, or get into fights with fans and critics. Rather than cultivating a space of accountability or encouragement, her online platforms often became arenas for conflict. At various points, fans expressed concern that Tammy was using her platform to gain attention without the intention of changing her lifestyle. Financial incentives may also play a hidden role in Tammy's journey. Reality TV is a business, and Tammy, like many reality stars, benefits from keeping her story dramatic and unpredictable. Critics argue that her patterns of relapse, confrontation, and emotional meltdowns conveniently line up with new season launches and episodes, leading some to question how much of Tammy's behavior is authentic and how much is calculated for ratings. When someone's health crisis becomes a source of income, the lines between real struggle and performance can become blurred. While Tammy's initial weight gain and medical issues were undoubtedly real, some are starting to suspect that her more recent transformations are carefully crafted media narratives rather than organic changes. Additionally, Tammy's sudden turn from victim to hero was not accompanied by clear signs of personal accountability. While weight loss surgery has led to physical improvement, Tammy has rarely, if ever, publicly acknowledged the harm her actions caused to her loved ones. There has been little evidence of apology or recognition for the way she treated Amy, the emotional toll she placed on her family, or the irresponsible way she handled her own health while millions watched in horror. Instead, her storyline has quickly pivoted to one of triumph and recovery, without the deeper introspection that usually accompanies true growth. Redemption stories are powerful, but they require a reckoning with the past. Tammy's journey, as portrayed so far, appears to skip that essential step. Family dynamics continue to raise eyebrows. Amy, now a mother of two, is visibly distancing herself from the toxic entanglements that once consumed her life. Her focus is shifting to parenting, weight management, and her mental well-being. Meanwhile, Tammy's other siblings, including Chris, have also expressed exhaustion over her repeated backslides. There have been moments where Chris, who underwent his own weight loss transformation, had to beg Tammy to take things seriously. But as Tammy's success story grows, the show increasingly focuses less on those around her and more on her social and romantic updates. This shift feels premature, given the deep wounds and complicated history within the Slaton family that still need airing. Another layer of concern lies in the show's editing. Reality TV often distorts reality, and 1,000-Pound Sisters is no exception. The editing frequently positions Tammy in a sympathetic light, softening the consequences of her behavior or omitting moments that might contradict the redemption arc. Viewers are left to wonder what isn't being shown, what scenes are being cut, what arguments go undocumented, and what medical advice is going unmentioned. When the story is controlled by producers and tailored to elicit certain emotions, the audience may never get the full truth. This manufactured narrative makes it even more important for fans to scrutinize the version of Tammy they're being sold.